Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. Alright, continuing on the second part of this tutorial, we had these three pieces which we're now going to combine. So we're just going to select one, shift select the other, shift select the other. I'm just going to make sure my references are a template so that I don't accidentally select that. So select the three and combine them. Now that those guys are combined, the next thing you need to do is check your face normals. And you will soon realize that you might end up having some that are facing the wrong direction. So you're going to have to select those and reverse them. Once they're all heading the same direction, then you can do the face normal thing again, and this time we can go ahead and begin to append. So this process is going to be pretty straightforward. It's just select one edge and then the other, and append, and append, and append, and so on and so forth. Appending, 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 appending my way about. So if I start singing, I can't append. I seem to not be able to do two things at the same time, so I'm not gonna sing anymore. Alright, so this is that area that we had talked about, so let's see how this is gonna append. See, it seems to be appending nice. And we also need to append this to that, and this to that, and this to that. And on this area, you'll see that you end up with a quad formation right there. Now this one, you might need a little bit of thought, because if you first I'm gonna have to add an extra edge right here and form that up. And second, you might realize that okay, so if we were doing appends, then okay, so let's suppose this would append to that, and then this would append to that, and then we end up with a quad there. But personally, I don't think that that quad will flow very well. I would rather have this connect somewhere around there, this there, and this like there, or something like that. So let me just see what would be a good idea here. What can we do? Where are we missing some information? Where can we add some information? So, if we do this, and then we extend this out there, let's try a little bit of retopologizing, okay? So if we were to do this, that's going to help us because that's going to help define a little bit better this form. Granted, there is try there. So why don't we try and do this? And then we got this to that, and we still need one more. Or I might just say delete one, but let's see. Now we got this guys here, and we got a good amount of space there. So why don't we, as far as retopologizing goes, what would happen if we took this edge, kind of like here, and then that edge is going to end up coming there. Maybe not. Let's put another edge over here and see what happens. And delete this. Let's delete some of that there. And that looks good. And if we delete this, and delete that, okay, so what we can do, let's see. Okay, that's what we need. We just need to figure out a way. So let me undo that. Okay, let's think for a second here. One more time. Let's merge those. change this direction a little bit. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's glowing, that's glowing. So this one's not glowing necessarily so well, but it is having some sort of glow. And let's try, so how about this? Let's start leading this here. And let's merge this over there. This would go to that. This still has nowhere to go. This goes here. And then, oh, cool. There we go. That's not so bad. And just reshape this here. Reshape this here. Reshape this here. And reshape this here. Okay. So let's try it now. Let's see what happens. If we append this to that, and then this to that, and then so we got one too many edges. I'm just going to delete this edge. I'm just going to average this out and put it down here for now. And then one more append right here. So yeah, that's going to work, I think. Okay, and let's separate this one a little bit from there. And let's change the shape here a little bit. Lower this guy down. Get this guy higher up. Let's try and put this there. And let's see what happens if we sort of like do this. Trying to follow, get a little bit better shape there. And what happens if we go ahead and do this here, and then do this here. And see if that helps us get a more defined form. Alrighty, there we go. Now, once we get that, then we need to sort of like fill up this inner area here. And you can either do that early on or later on. I don't know, I'm going to give it a shot by doing it early on. There's different ways you can do it. One thing that a lot of people do is just select some edges and extrude those in. And then like, shape that over like that. I'm not going to say that I'm against that. It's not bad at all. But I'm just going to show you another way of doing it, which is with the create polygon tool. You just snap to each vertex on your ear, and then you press enter. You assign your modeling shader. You check the normals, make sure that the normals are facing out, and then you combine that shape, merge the vertices, hide the normals, and then with that you are sort of like free eventually to, with the split polygon tool, split however you want. I'm not saying that you're going to split it like this, but the point is that you can split it however you want. Now that we have the overall shape completed, why don't we go ahead. Let's see if we can do a little bit of that splitting there. We do that to here, we do that to here, we do that to here. That's a quad, that's a quad, that's a quad. This one's not quite a quad yet, but that one, it ends up going into a hole. So like if I were to extrude just this, then I can fix that. We're gonna keep it like that for now. I think that probably will work. unless I'm sorry, I like playing around with the edges. Alright, so I'm gonna keep that there. Now, once you get your shape, and as always, it's a good idea to always tweak and shape it up a little bit better, get a better form out of it. That's usually the part that takes a while. I'm gonna keep it like that for now, though. You have those original three pieces. That guy, this guy, and that guy, plus your secondary connections, which were kind of like this, and all this appends over here, and then this append as well, and then like tertiary part, which was like this area here. Alright, so it's like three parts. So you can see one color, two colors, and then the third color. So after you get that shape, then begins the cool part and the time-consuming part. So why don't we stop this tutorial right here in case I screw up later, and we are moving, let's see, moving on to part, this is part 2, right? So moving on to part 3, which is modeling. Alright, and let's go ahead and add a little happy face with an ear or something. Alrighty, so I'll see you in the next tutorial, which is the continuation of this one. Alright guys, I'll see you.